modern use of the word contemplation is to think seriously about something. It is a mental act of intelligence, often used so as to make an important decision or to ponder the relevance of something significant in which the subject has already deemed essential to his or her life. For Plotinus, we discover that contemplation is the single thread uniting all existence. It is that which allows one to see what they truly are, and the source of whatever that might be. To follow is a number of quotes taken from the Enneads, coupled with images of nature, to help display the beauty and harmony made possible through the unifying power of contemplation. To understand how life can simultaneously be imparted to the universe and to each individual, we must contemplate the universal soul. To rise to this contemplation, the soul must be worthy of it by nobility, must have liberated itself from error, and must have withdrawn from the objects that fascinate the glances of worldly souls, must have immersed herself in a profound meditation, and she must have succeeded in effecting the silence not only of the agitations of the body that enfold her, and the tumult of its sensations, but also of all that surrounds her. Since contemplation rises by degrees, from nature to the soul, from the soul to intelligence, and as within it thought becomes more and more intimate or interior, more and more united to the thinker, and as in the perfect soul, the things known are identical with the knower, and because they aspire to intelligence, the subject must then evidently within intelligence be identical with the object. Contemplation alone remains incapable of enchantment, because no one who is self-directed is subject to enchantment. When people are too weak for contemplation, they switch to action, which is a mere shadow of contemplation and of reason. Since, owing to the weakness of their souls, their faculty of contemplation is insufficient, they cannot grasp the object of their contemplation and be fulfilled by it. Yet they still want to see it, and so they switch to action in order to see with their eyes what they could not see with their spirit. It, soul, is said to be buried and in a cave, but when it turns to intelligence, to be freed from its fetters and to ascend, when it is started on the contemplation of reality by recollection, souls then become, one might say, amphibious, compelled to live by turns the life there and the life here. One's real desire is not to possess the desired object without knowing it, but to know it more thoroughly, to present it to the sight of the soul, and to be able to contemplate it therein. Action, then, is for the sake of contemplation and vision, so that for men of action, too, contemplation is the goal, and what they cannot get by going straight to it, so to speak, they seek to obtain by going round about. For who, if he is able to contemplate what is truly real, will deliberately go after its image? The soul must let go of all outward things, and turn altogether to what is within, and not be inclined to any outward thing, but ignoring all things, and ignoring itself, come to be in contemplation of the One. Our glance is not always fixed on the One, but when we contemplate it, we attain the purpose of our desires, and enjoy the rest taught by Heraclitus. Indeed, every contemplation implies an object. Otherwise it is empty. To make contemplation possible, there must be more than a unity. Contemplation must be applied to an object, and this object must be manifold, for what is simple has no object on which it could apply its action, and silently remains withdrawn in its solitude.